The basics of investing. Learning the basics of investing is like learning a new language. It is easy to get lost. You may understand when discussing stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. However, when advisor starts throwing out investment terms like structures, entities, same ratio or other ratio, or dollar cost averaging, you must begin to feel heavy head. It's no wonder that many investors feel they are in uncharted waters. The good news is that you have mastered the language and certain investment basics. You will better understand how your money is going invested for your future plans. To assist you on that journey, here is a look at the handful of most common types of investment you will encounter in your lifetime: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and real estate. We will also talk about a few other relevant topics such as legal entities for businesses like limited liability companies. Basics of stocks. Without a doubt, owning stocks have been the best way historically to build wealth, and for more than a century, investing in bonds has been considered one of the safest way to make money. Stocks are shares of ownership in a specific company. When you own the share of Apple, for example, you own a tiny piece of that company. Stock prices fluctuate with companies' fortunes and also with economies at large. Public companies list and share their shares on exchanges. There are several exchanges in US and around the globe. Some companies issue shares but are private, meaning they do not trade on the exchange. You can buy or sell a stock in any quantity you like, without the requirement to hold it for any specific length of time. The market price of one share is determined by supply and demand of that share on the open market exchange. Your broker will usually charge a small service charge and commission to process your order to buy or sell a stock. These investments come in different quality depending upon underlying company's financial stability. Some stocks pay a regular return of the company's profits in the form of dividends and others do not. Investors can realize capital gains if the shares appreciate in value above what they paid for them. Bond fundamentals. When you buy a bond, it means you are lending money to the company or the institution which has issued the bonds. Bonds are debt securities and can be in the form of treasury, municipal bonds, corporate bonds, or other type of debts. You are lending money that the borrower will pay you back on a stated date. Until they pay you back, the borrower will pay you interest on the regular basis. Like with stocks, bonds come in different quality with the best being AAA. Rating agencies like Moody's set the rating on the bond. Some bonds are called junk bonds due to the instability of underlying companies and are riskier to own. Bonds have to be held for a period before they mature. However, you can resell them on a secondary market through your broker. Once again, the broker must charge you some commission to transact the deal. In the case of school bond, for instance, you are lending money to the school district to build a new school or improve classroom conditions. Buying a bond issued by the company means you are lending money to that company, which it will use to grow the business. Let's talk about investing in mutual funds. One of the most popular ways to own stocks and bonds is through mutual funds. In fact, more people are statistically likely to own more mutual funds than the individual investments in stocks and bonds. Mutual funds offer many benefits to the investors, particularly to the beginners who are just mastering the investing basics. They are pretty easy to understand and allow you to diversify your investments over different companies. However, mutual funds also have a few serious drawbacks. They charge fees which can eat all the profits. With some funds, they boost your tax bill even if in a year when you don't sell the shares. Mutual funds are pooled investments that will have a primary focus. As an example, you may see a mutual fund that follows a particular index, invests primarily in a specific region of the world, or focuses their holding on a specific size of company like blue chips or small companies. You and hundreds of people give a fund manager money which they invest in various holdings. The manager uses pooled money to purchase investments that align with the stated goal of the fund. This professional will buy or sell portfolio holdings and periodically return profits to the investors in the form of bonus. These investments will charge various types of fees to pay to the management and promotion of the fund. Mutual fund price once per day using the net asset value at the market's close. Any transactions you made with the fund executes at that time and at that price. In most cases, there is a broker fee to buy or sell these holdings. Let's talk about real estate investments you might be really interested in. The world is full of people who are convinced that real estate is the only investment that makes sense. Whether you subscribe to that philosophy or not, there are more ways than ever to add real estate investment to your portfolio. Yes, you can buy a home for yourself or properties to rent. But you can also purchase securities called real estate investment trust. Real estate investment trusts have a structure much like a mutual fund where a professional manager handles the individual assets within the trust portfolio. However, in this case, all the investments are only in real estate. You will see REITs that focus on the tangible property of the land, shopping malls, apartments, buildings, senior community facilities, and even medical facilities. Investing structures and entities. When you move beyond stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and real estate, you encounter different types of investment entities. For example, millions of people will never own a share of stock or a bond. Instead, they invest their money in a family business, such as restaurant, retail shop, or a rental property. Yes, there are businesses, but you should consider them investments and treat them accordingly. More experienced investors likely will invest in hedge funds or private equity funds or trade in futures and options contracts. Others will buy shares of publicly traded limited partnerships through their broker. These special legal structures can have big tax implications for you, and it is important to understand how investing through them can both benefit and potentially harm your pocketbook. Investing in a bad economy. It's nature of the world that sometimes bad things happen. When they happen to your investments or savings, you don't need to panic. Sometimes you need to take a hit before you make some money, and holding on to it during the recession periods is the best policy. Besides reading and learning as much as you can, one of the best things you do is to talk to a financial planner or an accountant who can always help you better understand the world of investment.